Hi folks, it's your old modeling buddy Brian here with another episode of Boss Builds, where if you've been following along, you know I'm building the 1/9 scale Hulk from the Avengers movie from Dragon in their 1/9 scale superhero vignette series. You saw last time I glued the head on, so there was some progress, and I made even more progress. I whipped out my trusty Tamiya HG trigger airbrush, and as I mentioned last time, I huffed on some of the pre-shading on some of the Hulk's incredible musculature. So I shot a little bit of video at home last night. Let's check it out.
Right, well here we are working on the Hulk, and I'm about to do some of the pre-shading on the muscles. I've just got some GSI Krios Gunze Sangyo acrylic Suisse flat black, and I'm just going to start highlighting the crevices on all these muscles as we talked about earlier. So just going to get a little bit of raw footage of that, and we'll talk about it later. So let's start here, taking it nice and easy. Go around the old bottom first. Probably have to go back a couple times to get good dark coverage. And now here's where the steady hands and all come in, and just kind of try to get it all in there as best I can. Can you see that? He's already starting to look more defined already. It's a little cramped in here, but plus I'm trying to let you guys see it. That actually kind of already looks pretty darn good. But anyway, I'm going to just keep on going like this. Trying to get it pretty heavy because, again, I'm going to be painting green on top of all this. But you can even see here, like this, I might even do some shading after if I don't get the desired effects, but I'm just going to keep on going like this, pre-shading the muscles. So I've got the Hulk's body like this. I've got his legs on sticks too, so I'll do that, and his pants as well. So I'm just going to keep on painting.
And here he is. We've got an extremely stark, contrasty, pre-shaded, musculatured Hulk. And it looks pretty stark, and that's not Tony Stark, by the way. I just caught my own pun, sorry. But the whole point of it is for it to look exactly like this, because this is pre-shading. This is the pre-shading of all the nooks and crannies. I even went ahead and did his hair. But to really get the definition of the musculature going, I even went around his neck and on his face there too a little bit. So what's going to happen next on top of this is I will be painting the base coats of green and being careful to go light and to go heavier on the non-shaded areas to kind of keep the shading in all the nooks and crannies there. So hopefully at the end of the project this pre-shading will have done its job, and we'll have nice depth and definition between all the muscles and the skin on top of all that layer. So what I did is I just did this on top of the bare vinyl. I'll show you something here quickly, and we'll pick the Hulk up again. This was this part that I cut off here of the material. Remember, we've been having discussions of whether this is vinyl or plastic, and come to the conclusion pretty much that's vinyl. So whenever you're working with any of these materials, particularly vinyl, you always want to make sure that paints and whatever are compatible. So what I did is use that plug that I cut off of the Hulk's body and just used it as a test bed for some different things. I put on some Tamiya spray can primer, gray, because I thought maybe I'd primer the thing first to get a little more stark contrast. And it's fine. Doesn't. One of the problems with vinyl and different paints is sometimes it won't dry, particularly enamels. Enamels will stay sticky forever. We don't want that. Now the Tamiya primer is a lacquer-based one, so it seemed to dry no problems. And the other colors I used, or I'm going to use, are Gunze Sangyo's GSI Krios' aqueous water-based colors. And so I just tried them out on here. Just got a paintbrush and just slapped them on there, both on the primered surface to see if it worked and on the bare vinyl surface, and it has fine adhesion. No problems at all there. You might also see a difference in some of the shine for these. If you remember correctly, the green I'm going to use and the mahogany for the pants that I'm going to use are semi-gloss paints. And I just prefer working with flat paints. Works better with weathering and all that for me. So I added some of Gunzei's flat base to both of those colors and tried them out on here. So you can see like the shiny green or semi-gloss as it comes out of there, and then the post flattening, and it gets pretty flat. You add like between 5 and 10% and it makes it dead flat. And same with the mahogany. So I'm pretty satisfied with the levels of flatness I'm going to get. So yeah, it's always a good idea to test the different paints or whatever before you actually start working on the thing. Here are the legs. Got them on here. You can do your little practice Hulk walkings like that. There wasn't as much deep musculature detail on the legs, but try to get in between the toes and all that, and the calf muscles back over there. What's that? The gastrocnemius? I forget my biology and whatever anatomy. I guess that would be. You can also see that I went kind of heavy with the black around the areas that are going to mate with the clothing, the pants parts, and that's again just to get the darkness in there in those areas. So yeah, I think this turned out pretty good, and actually doing this this exercise showed me that when it's all said and done and I get all the green skin coats that I want on there, and if I go too heavy or whatever and sort of covers up all this pre-shading that I did, I think I can get enough control with the airbrush to go in with just slightly darker shades of the green and just accent it even more. So depending on how it looks when I get done doing the skin colors, I might go back and do it again like that. And of course, did all this with the airbrush, of course, the trusty aforementioned Tamiya HG trigger, highly recommended, 0.3 millimeter nozzle, does everything you need. But yeah. But with the face, I'll probably work more with brushes, try to pick out the details. So he's got deep crevices in his face there. The hair, and final stages will be dry brushing. And I think I want to make him all concrete, dusty, and kind of scratched up like he looks post-Hulk smash order in the film, if you've seen the Avengers. Oh, talking about the seam on the neck, I went in and did a little putty work. One thing I discovered once I got some color and stuff on here is the seam wasn't so much a gap as it was a step. And for those of you experienced in filling seams and gaps and steps, you'll know that a step is much more difficult to deal with than just a straight gap or a seam. So the putty that I used filled the gap fine, but it still left a little bit of a step, which is kind of hard to see. Maybe if the camera can get in a lot closer, you can probably still see it on there. But that's what I'm going to go with. Some of you absolute perfectionists out there might want to spend a little more time doing something with the neck seam. It's a step, so you would have to add putty and then continually sand it down and smooth it down. But I'm a lazy modeler, so I think this is pretty good. I told you my technique for hiding the seam is just going to be, it's going to be on a shelf against the wall, and you can't see the seam at all. But if you're going to have them in contests or on display 360, you might want to spend a little more time than I did on the neck seam. It's kind of easy to see back there. But I'm still hoping once I get all the greens on there and there'll be more lights and darks, it'll be a little less noticeable. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. But I was pretty pleased with this. This should actually turn out pretty good. I'll show you the, just to touch on the, the painting tricks and all that we always talk about. This black here wasn't from me doing this. This, I used the airbrush. It was very controlled. This was some overspray. I did something with a can a while ago. This is just a paper towel roll shoved up in his torso there, taped on with some Tamiya masking tape. And it's not going anywhere. Easy to hold. You can hold it at any angle. Same thing with the legs. I just shoved some disposable chopsticks, which you can get anywhere around the world, particularly in Japan. They're easy to find. Just stuck them in there, so easy to hold. Again, I wasn't spraying on much paint, so there was really no problems with overspray or anything around the room. Using my handy-dandy Tamiya airbrush, or air painting booth that you've seen before. And here are the pants. Now, the pants were a lot darker. Going back, thinking about this more, I should have primed these with the gray so I get a little more stark contrast with the thing. But these are less so than the muscles, which actually had deep creases and crevices that really will hold the pre-shading well. These are just, more like wrinkled things, so I'll probably have to do a bit of a different treatment with this later. This is probably something that will respond very well to dry brushing to get the highs and the lows different. But anyway, I just kind of went around the seams, around the belt line there, of course around where the legs and the body will go in, just to get a little dark around the pockets in the crotch area there. Just to get a little pre-shading. But again, this actually kind of, to my eye, this looks almost pretty good as it is. But I'll go lightly on there with the mahogany paint, and then probably touch it up the same way before. And then I'm also going to use washes, dark washes on here, so that's also going to really make all the the details pop out. So it should be pretty good. And just to touch on the black, did black in there, did black around the thing. So when all this goes together, it should really blend in nicely. So those are all the parts, and so that's basically all I got to say is about the Hulk this time. So I'll be using my airbrush again to spray on the different layers of green. As you recall, I've got the Gunzei Sangyo. I think it's called interior green. It's the green for the interior of a U.S. military aircraft. I think it's sometimes called zinc chromate or whatever, but it's just called interior green in this thing. And got together with all my people here, friends here who can actually see colors, and they said, oh, it's pretty close to the Hulk's green in there. So next time, hopefully, I'll have some paint on there. So that's it for the Hulk this time. All right, now that we're done with the Boss Builds portion of the show, I'm going to do part of the Boss Shows section. As we saw before, I showed some stuff. People are like, why aren't you building? You're just showing stuff. Build some stuff. Okay, well, I've been building. Now I'm going to show some stuff. In the same series, this is the Unpainted model kit of Thor from the Avengers and Dragon's fantastic 1/9 scale superhero vignette series. So let's check it out. Let's check it out. We got a good bit of these in stock, so I'm actually going to rip open the parts and show you what's inside. It's a mix of apparently vinyl parts. We've got some vinyl parts here and some injection styrene parts here. So yeah, let's just rip into that. This is the, put that back, we'll take care of that later. This is the super flowing cape. That's definitely styrene. It's even got some ejector pin marks here that won't be seen once you put the cape on there. So yeah, nice detail on the flowing cape. Put that there. Another couple sets of sprues here are the torso. Oh, my vinyl plastic bag ripping superpowers seem to be waiting. Is there some kryptonite in here? Let's see what it is. All right, nice torsos. And this is a little flexible, but I'm still thinking this is styrene. I know it's if you're going to use super glue and water-based paints, it really doesn't matter what it's made out of. But yeah, this is styrene. So we got some nice detail on that's the chest plate and the back plate there. You can see it's got some pretty thick connecting pins there because it's a snap-together kit. This all snaps together. No glue necessary. So yeah, nice detail on that. Still ripping into some plastic bags here, if I can get in here without looking like too much of an idiot. A couple of little sprues here. Oh, there's Mjolnir, the all-powerful hammer of Thor that only Thor can control. It's made with some nice slide mold technology, so that's all, slide molds when you have multiple parts of the mold that come together, so you can have detail on all sides and holes and stuff like that. And the end caps on there, again, all snap together. So that's a nice little kit of Mjolnir in 1/9 scale. And this fret is just, Thor's trademark buttons. Just go up, down. Is it big top, bottom, little top? What? I think it's big at the top. Well, it makes sense. So boom, boom, boom. These again, big connecting pins, so they just snap right in there. So more styrene parts. We got the big base. Let's go ahead and rip this out too. Ripping. Get this out of the way. Yeah, nicely detailed there. Oh, what goes here? Well, that would be Mjolnir smashing into the pavement here and causing this tremendous crack. And to go along with that tremendous crack, we've got this cool, I don't know what you would call this, the power of Mjolnir expression part. As you can see on here, it's like the lightning or whatever coming off there. He is the god of thunder, so I guess those would be like thunder, lightning parts there. And let me see, I can dig into this a little bit more. All right, got that pesky tape off, so let's check out what we got in here. Again, there's the, oh, this is a very flexible soft vinyl, probably. Lightning effect part there. Put this aside there. Mjolnir goes in here. And then bada bam, bada boom, you got the super lightning effect part. Wachum, the mighty power of Mjolnir. So that part is included. All the arms and legs here are all, again, vinyl, vinyl parts. The two hands, the Mjolnir holding grippy hand, and the classic type Jack Kirby grasping hand like that. You always got those Jack Kirby hands going like this. And this is the head. It's kind of got a flesh-colored part and a vinyl hair part, which comes off so you can for ease of painting. All right, now this is a very good likeness. It's a very good likeness of, I'm thinking Kurt Russell from Escape from New York, except without the patch. Snake Plissken, I thought you was dead. He gets that a lot. But it's a very good likeness of a human being. Now, whether this is a good likeness of Chris Hemsworth, we write into Chris and see what he has to say about it. Yeah, not really sure this really captures the essence of the actor, but it's certainly a good sculpt. Hair might be a little short too, but it is flowing. But it is definitely a good sculpt, and you could probably bring out the Hemsworthian characteristics with your fine application of paint on here. And again, that's facilitated by having the hair as a separate part. So you can paint that, smack it on there, and you got Thor ready to go. So yeah, definitely looks like Thor. Again, whether it's a dead-on likeness of Chris Hemsworth is debatable. I'm still thinking Snake. So pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. And again, all this snaps together. So we'll probably snap it together at a later date and add some photos to this video. And other contents of the kit, of course, are the instructions. This is the painting instructions here. Now there's a close-up of a painted one. Still don't know, even with the beard on there. I guess it kind of looks like him. It looks less like Snake here than you'd have to, of course, give him dark hair and an eye patch to be Snake. But overall, it looks pretty good. I mean, you look at this, it's Thor. There's no mistaking who it is. Instructions, again, very simple instructions. He's doing the three-point thing with Mjolnir on the ground and his feet back there, so he should be pretty stable. You don't need to screw him down or do anything like that. And again, the lower leg parts are all solid, so you'd have a pretty good low center of gravity there. So again, this is the snap-together unpainted version of Thor from Dragon's 1/9 scale vignette series. Looks like it'll build into a very nice replica of Thor. Now this is on sale. Our price here at HLJ is 3,360 yen. That's about 41 US dollars, or about 31 point some euros. So a pretty good price. There's also the pre-painted version that'll be following up shortly here. It's basically be the same thing, but all the parts will be painted. You'll still have to snap some parts together. Don't know if they'll have these parts together. Like the Iron Man came, Iron Man came like this unpainted, but the pre-painted version, they snapped all this together for you and painted it. But then you still had to put the major sub-assembly. So we'll see what that looks like, and we'll show you that too when it comes out. So there we are, boss build, still continuing on, getting some work done on the Hulk, and showing you off another great kit in this series, Thor in 1/9 scale. This is all available at HobbyLink Japan. So I'll see you next time, hopefully with some good progress.